Crypto fam, this is Jay Crypto with another video. I hope y'all had a happy new year and all that, and looking into 2022 with a positive outlook. 2021 was a good year for a lot of crypto investors, and I pray God bless us with further gains this year. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that came to my attention a little while ago. So, I remember during the mid to early part of the year, I was talking to one of my relatives, and it was during around the time when Dogecoin and Shibu and other little poop coins were just like going crazy. And one of my aunts was asking me if she should invest in it, and I was saying, nah, you should probably invest in like Ethereum and like I think I had recommended Atom, just a couple other coins. And she was saying like, oh no, those are too expensive for me. I'm like, expensive? What do you mean? You can buy a portion of a coin. You don't have to pay for the whole price of the coin. And she was really shocked by that. But that's understandable, especially if you come from a time where in the stock market, once upon a time, if you couldn't afford a full share, you couldn't own that stock. So Microsoft and stuff like Tesla will be out the reach of most stock investors. So, I mean, some platforms now are offering partial shares, but that's a pretty recent thing, maybe 10, 20-year recent thing. It's not something that's always been around to the general public. But crypto, you've been able to buy partial pieces of the coin forever. When it comes to Bitcoin, those pieces are called Satoshi. And there's other, smaller variations of other various coins. But anyway, that ain't what's important right now. I just want to go talk about, does the price of crypto really matter? So let's look at supply and price movement. Let's look at a couple of things. So let's look at Ethereum. So whenever I look at a coin, I don't care about the price. Price is irrelevant to me. It could be 5 zeros from the decimal point, or it could be $100,000 per coin. I really don't care. What I care about is the supply and the market cap, because the supply and the market cap is also a ratio of the market price, the current market price, based on certain algorithms in the market at the time. So supply is the really big driver. And from that market price, the actual price movement is what determines how much money I make. So let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum around December 21st, which is kind of near the beginning of the bull run, starting in 2021. Ethereum is about 600 per coin, more or less. You know what I'm saying? And then we look at Bitcoin. It was about 24K, 22K, whatever you want to call it. Just 23.4K per coin in the earlier part of the bull run. And if we look at their all-time highs since those, I pulled this information up about yesterday, but all-time highs ain't been crossed no time soon. So assume this is the most recent. This comes from Coin Market Cap. So the all-time high of Ethereum is 4.89K. That's a lot, especially when it started at 600 for most people who caught the bull run earlier. Pretty significant price movement. We look at Bitcoin, it went up as high as 68.789K. Pretty good. Pretty good price, especially for those who may have bought Bitcoin when it was multiple decimal points below zero or even around $1, whatever. But that's not apparent for the current bull run. Most people got in on Bitcoin, maybe got it at 19K, maybe 15 or whatever, 23. The 20K range is probably more likely what most people have their averages in. So in this bull run, you probably didn't see significant price movement with Bitcoin. That is the main reason, if you were following my page earlier, I always recommend I'm not buying Bitcoin, not because I don't think Bitcoin is a good coin. I just don't think I'm going to make a lot of money on it. I don't think it's going to have a lot of price movement. I said this multiple times. You can easily check my old post. And I always recommended Ethereum and other coins because I felt like their price movement was going to be significantly more, and that did happen. So let's look at another coin whose price movement was significantly high, and it has a high supply. So look at the coin like CRO. CRO, it started off as low as like 5 to 15 cents. It really bounced around between that throughout the year. Got as high as 20 like right before its major jump, but 5 to 15 was more the consistent value. I probably had a pretty good average around 10 to 12 cents for my average, and it got as high as $1. Really big jump. A lot of people made a lot of money. but its supply is huge. It says 25.26 billion CRO. That's the reason why CRO's price is so small. So let me go back to these other slides. So like, let's look at Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Bitcoin supply is 18.9 million. So that's 3 zeros plus another 2. You know what I'm saying? We look at Ethereum's, it is 119 million. So Ethereum is only really 1 decimal point off. If you look at their circulating supplies, you put that decimal point on one place up, it's pretty much the same. So let's say we move the decimal point for Ethereum supply up 1 decimal point. That would take the price of this 1 decimal point this way. So now Ethereum would be 31.53K per coin. That's based on the supply. We're not even looking at market cap right now in this current example, but I'm just going off how supply would affect the price. So if the supply was down 1 decimal point, so instead of being 119, it was just 19 million Ethereum. This would be 30,000 per coin. That's how supply affects the market price. So that means if Ethereum's supply was somewhere similar to Bitcoin, we would see the price of Ethereum closer to Bitcoin because the supply is much smaller. So that's what I mean by supply actually affects the price. The price is really irrelevant, to be honest. It's relevant in a lot of ways. Now, for Bitcoin, it might be relevant for really early investors, but in this current run, price is not really relevant. It's supply versus the market price. The market price is what people are willing to pay to buy and sell this coin for in a certain amount of time. So if we look at CRO, its supply is 25.26 billion. That's a circulating supply. It has a max at 30, so there's still a whole bunch of CRO out there to be created or whatever. But right now, this is what the market cap and the market price is going off of. So let's do a little math real quick, so you can see how the market cap, circulating supply, and the price all kind of go hand in hand. So let me pull up my calculator. I love the calculator. It's one of my favorite apps. So circulating supply is 25.26 billion. So let's go ahead and throw that. 25 to 6. Let's show 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. I think let's see. That's a billion. So boom. So that's 25.26 billion right there, right? So let's multiply that by 0.4703 times 0.4703. Look what that equals. That equals 11.879. That's million. Let's see. Yeah, billion. So that number right there, it equals that number right there. You multiply the supply by the current market price, whatever you want to call it, you will get the market cap. That's how they're related. That is literally just the whole relation right there. So supply and the market price affects the market cap. And the price movement of it based on when you invest it is what determines really what you're going to make money. So if you think it's going to be a significant price movement based on whatever it is, news, fundamentals, whatever, crypto fundamentals, that's why you invest. It ain't got nothing to do with the price. We don't care if a coin is cheap. That's stupid. That's why I brought up Dogecoin. Now, some of you who were Dogecoin investors with a multiple decimal points below 1 cent, oh yeah, you done made some money. Especially if you sold somewhere up in this 10, 20, 25, up to 70 cent range. You done made some money if you actually sold. But if you just held it, thinking it was going to the moon, you probably missed out. And the reason why a lot of people probably held it is because people were saying things like, oh, this is going to be the next Bitcoin. No, it's not intrinsically the same as Bitcoin. Why? Its supply is gigantic. It is 132 billion Dogecoin. That's a lot. How many Bitcoins out there? 18.924 million. So, in order for Dogecoin to reach the price per coin of Bitcoin, man, this would have to be a pretty big number. You hear me? It would have to be a pretty big number. That market cap would have to be something crazy, like something ridiculous, probably Probably more than a trillion. I ain't about to do the math. You can do it yourself. But what I'm saying is people are being fooled by the price of the coin when the price is irrelevant. You need to understand the supply is what affects this price more than anything. And the mark price times supply is what affects the market cap. Let's look at a couple of examples. So, like I said, I was always telling folks I'm not really buying Bitcoin in this bull run, not because I thought Bitcoin was bad, but because I thought there wouldn't be a lot of price movement with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, all the money's been made with there. That coin was multiple decimal points below a penny. That money's been made. The Bitcoin millionaires and billionaires are already there. So I'm going to the altcoins. I'm looking at Ethereum. So I was investing in Ethereum around $600 because that's the coin, one of the coins anyway, I would recommend buy. So let's look at this. Say you bought, all these examples are going to be assuming you bought $1,000 worth. So let's say you bought $1,000 worth of Ethereum at $600 per coin. And let's say theoretically you sold it at the all-time high. Of course, that's probably not ideal for most people, but we just running some numbers. So $1,000 worth of Ethereum at $600 per coin will give you 1.66 Ethereum. And at the growth to the all-time high of $4,891 per coin, that's 715% growth. So that means $1,000 worth of Ethereum at $600 per coin would become 8,150, more or less. Check my math, whatever. That's pretty good jump. So Ethereum was a lot more, worth my while. I'd rather throw, if I had $10,000 throwing something, I'd rather throw it here than throw it here. Because look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin near around the same time when Ethereum was this price, 24K per coin. Yeah, I could buy a piece of Bitcoin. So look, I spent $1,000 on Bitcoin at that price. I get 0.04 Bitcoin. All right. And to its all-time high, that's only 186% growth. So that means that $1,000 would become almost triple its value at $2,862. While that is good money, that ain't really worth my while when there's opportunities like this out here. Why would I put my $10,000 or $5,000 or $500 here when I could put it here and make significantly more? Like this. Here's another example. So I know a lot of people bought it below a penny, the OG investors, but I'm making this example more applicable to those who may have purchased it this year a little later when it finally hit a penny. So let's say you bought some Dodge at 1 cent per coin. $1,000 invested in that will give you 100,000 Dogecoin, whatever you want to call it. Don't care. At its all-time high of 73 cents, that is 7,200% growth. That means $1,000 will become $73,000. Now, that's pretty good. And it's only good if you actually sold, because people were having the misconception that it was going to grow from 1 cent to something like 24K or even as much as 600, like some of the bigger, more respectable crypto. But the reason that it wasn't going to do, not because, let me see, Dogecoin, I still think is a coin with no real, value to the crypto market. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a meme. It's a meme coin. It doesn't have any real function. So, with that being said, based on the actual design of the coin, with the supply growing pretty fast, it is unlikely that Dogecoin would ever reach these gigantic values just because the market cap would have to be something crazy. Now, this isn't hating. This is just math. It's because Dogecoin has such a high supply, it's not going to reach these values. So if you didn't sell Dogecoin when it got up to 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents, you missed out. Some of y'all probably bought Dogecoin at 20 cents. It got up to about 60 cents. Y'all like, oh, this is going to the moon. Then that thing dropped back down to 17 cents. I think, let me see what my screenshot show. What is that? Is that Doge? No, that's CRO. Yeah, Dogecoin, this was yesterday. Dogecoin, 15 cents per coin. That junk got as high as 73 cents. So if you ain't sell that stuff, you looking real stupid right now. I try to tell people to sell it. Not tell them, hey, just let them know, like, bro, get that money while they're getting good and reinvest it into some other coin. Some folks listen, some folks did. That's all on you. That's between you and God. Anyway, let's look at another coin with a pretty high supply. Not as high as Dogecoin, but still pretty high nonetheless. CRO. Let's say some of you bought CRO at 5 cents. A lot of people probably did who actually bought CRO. Its all-time high was about $1. So you spent $1,000 on CRO. at 5 cents per coin, you would have got 20,000 CRO coin. At its all-time high from 5 cents, that is 1,840% growth. So that 1,000 would be 19,400. Now, that is a much better investment, like I said, than Bitcoin, which is still a gain is gain, cool. You want to be super conservative like that. But if you're trying to make some money, you need to invest in stuff like this, and this, with some type of extra strategy in mind. And to the moon is not extra strategy. You need to understand why people are investing in the coin, or why people might sell it, why people might hold it. See, Ethereum went as high as 4,891. So if you invest in the 600, Ethereum's current price, what was it yesterday? About 3,153. So if you would invest it at 600, yeah, you wouldn't have its all-time high values, but because Ethereum is a good coin, because it's going to hold its value a lot better, it has better fundamentals, actual use, it's the backbone of the altcoin market, smart contract, it ain't plummet back near, its original value near the beginning of the year. It's going to hold its value. Same as Bitcoin. Bitcoin's about, 40,000. It held its value pretty strong. Everybody still has a significant gains on those investments. But Dodge, people invested in that differently. Most times when people finally did invest in it, Dogecoin was already in the 10, 15, 20 cent range. People tell you, oh, this is going to the moon. Most people got averages about 20, 30 cents per coin. That's just my estimate based on the value at the times of the prices. That's where most people averages are at. So that coin jumped up high. A lot of people held, holding the bag, and it dropped back down to 15 cents. So some people are negative now with Dogecoin because they didn't have an exit strategy. Exit strategies are really important with crypto. You gotta sell. I'm sorry. People are afraid of taxes and all that, but guess what? You're getting taxed on money you made. If you make $1,000 and you get taxed 10% of it, I'm just saying 10% as an example, you still got $900. But if you made $0 and you get taxed 10% on zero, guess what? You have $0. Paying tax, y'all sound crazy trying to avoid taxes to not make money. That sounds crazy. Sell the coin. Make sure you're putting the money to the side. Be smart. But do not lock in this value on these coins. You all are crazy, especially when you're investing in meme coins. That is not smart. But I digress on that. Anyway, so CRO, it held its value pretty strong. It's been hovering around this, high 40s, low 50s range since the market's been kind of selling. It's been holding its value pretty good too. Has actual use. Probably not as useful as BNB or, Ethereum, but with the buildup of its Chronos network, offering its own DeFi options and things of that sort, I think CRO is going to still have its value. It's definitely a lot more value than a lot of those meme coins out here. So thus it's held its value. And of course the deals with, Staples and becoming crypto.com and stuff like that, CRO is going to be pretty solid to stay. I believe. So this is just an example of why price movement, the supply is much more important than the actual price. So there's no such thing as a crypto that's too expensive. You can always buy a piece of crypto. So anyway, when you're buying crypto, do not worry about the price. Do not consider stuff like Dogecoin and other poop coins that are multiple zeros below 1 cent as cheap. Because 9 times out of 10, those coins have supplies of probably multiple trillions, quintillions. I've literally seen quintillion supply of coin. And when they have supplies that huge, please do not expect it to go anywhere significant. Yes, I do know people can buy multiple quintillion. I don't even know what type of aliens go past that. I'm not even thinking about numbers that big. But more people can buy multiple of those. But that supply is going to always mess up this price, especially if it's designed like Dogecoin, where supply grows significantly. So take this information as you see fit. So when you invest in coins, you need to consider a couple things. You need to consider its novelty. What actual value does this coin provide? Why would people buy it, and why would people hold it? And what will cause them to sell it? You need to think about those things. You need to think about supply. What is the supply of this coin? Is it a huge supply, small supply? Where's the price at based on the market cap and supply? The market cap would already tell you how expensive or how cheap the coin actually is. If the market cap is in the, let's say, I say low millions, that coin is cheap. That coin hasn't reached its full potential yet. But once it starts getting in the multiple, let's see what the market cap of Bitcoin is. I'm pretty sure it's close to somewhere below $1 trillion. Let me see. Bitcoin. Yeah, that market cap's like 200 million from $1 trillion. That coin is expensive. That coin already has a lot of money. A lot of people have invested lots of money already into that. So there's not a lot of room to make money. $1 trillion market cap is already in that coin alone. In Ethereum, there's still more room to grow. That means this market cap, if it got to Bitcoin, that price could be 3 times more. So that means Ethereum could be about close to 9, maybe 10K per coin once it reaches Bitcoin's market cap. So there's still room for growth. When I was investing at 600 per coin, that market cap was significantly lower. Let's look at CRO. Market cap CRO is 11. Let me see. It's 1,000 million. 11 billion. It was way lower than that when I was investing in it. It was probably low million. It was significantly lower than that. 11 billion. Imagine if the market cap got to just 100 million. That means this price would be 10 times more. So all we got to do is move a decimal place. That means it's $4.7. Yeah. Did I say that right? No. That's $4.7, $4.70 per coin. So that's a significant jump if the market cap goes up. So if people invest that much more money up in it, we can see. But that's a little oversimplistic of it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still determined by the mark price. So it's really how much people are willing to pay for CRO during a certain period of time. But I'm trying to oversimplify to kind of get you the idea of what these numbers mean mathematically to this price and how that's affected. So hope you enjoyed this presentation. Hope this helped you guys. Hope this gave you a better understanding. I don't know if I missed anything on what you should consider. Novelty, supply. Yeah, novelty and supply is really the main thing. I made a post about it a while back on what you should consider when you're considering crypto. But I'll bring that up later sometime. But hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this was helpful to you. And thank you for watching. And I hope y'all watch my further video soon. So y'all take care. Have a blessed night.